since I was already on the upper level, I decided to also run into Variety Records and grab that new Arrested Development album on tape, because their new song People Every Day had become one of my favorites. And that was when I ran into Tiffany. I didn't even realize it was her when I walked up to the counter and handed her the tape to ring up. She took the tape and bagged it up, but just as I started to reach for it, she pulled back and said,
"So you're just gonna be rude and act like you don't know nobody, huh, Stephon?"
"Damn, shorty!" That was the first thing that came out of my mouth when I realized who she was. I hadn't seen her nor Donnell in years. I remember my mother calling me over a year ago and telling me that their mom had passed away. And then my mind instantly went back to when their father got locked up when we were all kids. "Oh my God," I replied. "Tiffany."
"Yes, it's me, Tiffany."
"Oh my God. I mean, how have you been? I heard about your mother's passing. I'm really sorry."
"Thank you."
"How are you?"
"I'm okay."
My stuttering and fumbling through my words actually made her smile a little bit.
I have my good days, and then sometimes I have my bad days. But I'm fine.
"You look so grown."
That's because I am grown. Duh.
I know. Just trying to take it all in, that's all. How old are you now?" It had been at least 6 or 7 years since the last time I've seen this girl. Last picture in my mind that I had of her reminiscing this little 12 or 13-year-old kid doing titty bump cheers with the other group of youngins in Glen Willow. Her hazel eyes and sandy hair still looked the same, but everything else basically had expanded. And for the better. I almost felt a little guilty looking at her the way that I was, but I couldn't help it. She was gorgeous.
"I'm 20 now."
She replied with that same coy little smile. And for a brief moment, it took me right back to that night of finally being able to calm her down when Donnell had gotten to that fight in front of their building. 20. Wow, I gazed. "It's been a long time, and now you got me feeling like I must be getting old or something."
"Getting old?"
she asked.
"How old are you now?"
26 and ticking, I replied. She hysterically fell into laughter.
"Boy, please, that ain't old. You're even younger than Donnell. I never even knew that. You always acted older than everybody else."
"Yeah, well, where the heck is that brother of yours anyway? What's he been up to?"
"Who knows where he is right now? You know my brother. Nothing's changed with him. He could be anywhere and still always into something."
"Y'all still in Glen Willow?"
"Yep, same place. Nothing's changed in that department either, unfortunately. But yes, Donnell and I are still there."
Although I could feel the tension of the people in line behind me, I didn't even care at the moment. Coming back home and seeing Tiffany as one of the first familiar faces was making my day already.
Yeah, but I think those people behind you look like they're starting to get a little pissed."
"Yeah, I think you're right," I responded as I glanced back and looked at the woman and her little boy staring at the back of my head with their heat ray vision.
"Will this be all for you?"
she asked. "That depends. Do you want me to leave or do you want me to stay?" I felt a little guilty flirting with her, but I couldn't help. It just slipped out. And based on the way she smiled back at me, she was apparently dropping her little flirt on as well. And then it immediately hit me. What the hell am I doing? This is my man's little sister, which means she's like a little sister to me. I had to remind myself that this is the same little girl who used to always jump on my back when we were little kids, demanding piggyback rides. So shaking off this situation was something I'd better do. "Nah, I'm just messing with you," I said. "Can I just get a couple of packs of those incense on the rack behind you and a copy of that Source magazine over there?"
"Okay."
she replied.
I see you're into burn and smell good."
"Always. Nothing like some good old aromatherapy to set the mood straight." When she turned around and grabbed the items, I once again began to look at her backside. watching her as she gathered my stuff. It was lust, no doubt. She was definitely filling up those tight designer jeans, and as she headed towards the other end of the counter to grab the Source magazine, my eyes continued resting on her ass. It was nice, tight, cute, and plump, and I couldn't help myself but shake my head and laugh.
Are you laughing at me, Stefan?
She asked as she returned back to the register with my item. Nice backyard, I grinned. Betty Crocker couldn't have packed it better.
Excuse me?
Nothing at all, shorty. I pulled out my checkbook and began filling it out with the total display on the register. It's just good to see you all grown up, that's all. Then I tore out the check and handed it to her.
Yeah, okay. I'll sort your eyes.
She smiled. Nah, shorty, nothing like that. You're like a little sister to me. Not sure if she liked that answer, but I noticed the blush flushed across her face anyway. At any rate, I continued, do me a favor and tell Darnell that you saw me. Tell him I said what's up and to hit me at my mom's house.
So, you're back in Glen Willow?
She asked. I'm there for a little while, I responded. Then I gotta head back down south. I took the bag and receipt from her and eased away from the counter to make way for the people behind me. But before stepping out of the store, I turned back to her. And you, stay cute.
Okay.
She responded.
I will. And whatever.
Before finally leaving the mall to head back home, I remembered one more stop I wanted to make. It wasn't until I finally left out of the entire mall and got back on the bus that I looked into the Variety Records bag and noticed that Tiffany had apparently hooked me up by tossing in a few extra packs of incense. I just sat there smiling to myself at the good looking out gesture on her part. Yeah, I thought to myself, that's that Glen Willow love right there.